Good morning and happy almost Friday. It's Thursday. We are very happy to be here. Andy Signor is especially happy today,
happy
aren't
to be
you?
back, yes.
Yes.
Busy week here, but I'm here today.
Mr. Spencer Gilbert.
Present as always.
Dan Merle.
Here.
I am Rob Cornett, and this is SJU, and we're going to start with the facts of the internet that the Jetsons is returning in a live-action remake
Yay.
from none other than Mr. Robert Zemeckis.
So he's not doing The Flash, apparently, but he is doing The Jetsons.
Well, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. He potentially could have the time to do both. This is a put pilot. That means that they've ordered the pilot and there are massive penalties if they don't then order it to series, but it hasn't been ordered to series yet. Here's the weirdest part about this. This is a multicam sitcom.
That means laugh track, like limited sets.
What did you expect it to be, though?
Most
Animated?
comedies right now are single cam, right? So a multicam sitcom is like The Big Bang Theory, things like
Right.
that. Friends was a multicam Friends was multicam, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, Cheers.
In terms of setting something in space, that limits your options to do things like effects. So
It's
I'm
not
just
true. They
curious.
still do effects on Big Bang Theory. If they spend the money, they'll do post on the multicam.
Sure, but it just seems like I would really expect this to be a single cam.
Have you
because
watched The Jetsons recently?
I have not watched it recently. I watched it as a kid. Do you think this
Everything
maybe
seems really empty. The locations.
Even in the real Jetsons, I would say it doesn't. I mean, if you actually look at it now, because I've watched it with my kid, just because he wanted to see flying cars, it's not. It's Flintstones.
It's Flintstones
with
in the future.
Space sets.
It also sounds. It
And
sounds
it's very. And the cartoon is even like a
stupid.
sitcom. Yeah.
This is a dumb idea.
Okay, Spencer, how do you really feel?
It's bad.
Okay.
And the people who involved should feel bad. I just don't want the reboot trend to extend to TV. Like, TV is a good place right now for like original, especially comedies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's not rehash things that like were already rehashes of the Flintstones back in that era. Like, this is a rehash of a rehash. Why are we doing this?
Well, I mean, actually, a lot is returning to TV right now.
Yeah, and it sucks. Like
Will
the
and
Lethal
Grace.
Weapon. Even I know it's sacrilege. Like another Wet Hot American Summer. It's like there's also
I
really
like this
good.
one better than the other one.
Yeah, that's true. But there's like really good original comedies being made. I hope this doesn't succeed. I don't say that.
Well,
lightly.
here's what's weird. I like the DuckTales reboot. Did anyone get to watch that
No,
yet?
but that's animated. It's a cartoon.
I think, but they
you can
updated it.
update
It's sort
that.
of redoing what you did, but it's HD and a little edgier and funner. I think that's the approach they should have done with this.
Yeah, you have a
strangely.
built-in audience for DuckTales because you can launch an animated series and it's like kids. If it's well written, it's a good cartoon and kids are gonna like it. And then you have the bonus of like, oh, and adults might remember it and watch it too. Like Jetsons is like, number one, it's not animated, it's live action. Like, okay, and then also it's like the Jetsons is like. That predates me, and I'm already almost next year. I'm out of the advertiser-friendly demographic, and so it's like if you're gonna reboot anything, like I don't even know if my mom would get excited about a Jetsons reboot. Like that's just so gone. Like not even gone. It's just like isn't it time to bring back the Jetsons? It's like the Jetsons? Like,
I mean,
of
maybe they
everything
could.
you could do. with the
Maybe they could
Jetsons.
Brady Bunch movie it and like give like a new twist on it, or they're kind of like out of place in the future. But it
That's the only
sounds
way to
that's-
reboot things nowadays. Reboot old comedies by making it edgy and self-aware.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So this is executive produced by Robert Zemeckis, as we said, but also by Gary Janetti of Family Guy. So what do we think tonally that means for this?
Here's where I'm weird. Isn't he already doing Jetsons with the Orville? I mean,
Seth
like,
MacFarlane's doing Star Trek.
how do
Yeah.
you
Well-
do both of these?
Which
'Cause
Orville reportedly not funny. I don't mean like the jokes aren't funny, but like it's a way more serious show than it's being advertised. He's basically just doing Star Trek.
Well,
So
he
to be
loves Star Trek. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
He's doing yeah, exactly. So Seth MacFarlane is doing the Orville, which is a riff on Star Trek, but this is a writer from Family Guy, so he is potentially, bless you, not involved in the Orville. We don't know that he is. I don't think that he is. So, and the Orville, is reportedly more of a taking itself seriously sci-fi show, but I can't believe that. I don't believe that. Do you believe that, Dan?
I mean, if Spencer
I
heard
do.
it,
I bet you it's a combo.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has serious, like a more. Oh, I'm learning a lesson
But it's not
moments.
Family Guy. It's not
and then there's
slapstick.
still going to be funny parts
Yeah.
throughout. He's not going to tell jokes. You can tell in the trailer he tries to tell jokes.
Sure.
So people are asking us in the chat who we think should be cast in the show. Jim Carrey and Steve Carell are being mentioned as George Jetson.
No,
Steve Carell did The Office.
If you could pull Jim Carrey out of his like acid trip Jackson Pollock face to be George Jetson, I would watch. That would be great.
Yeah, no. If you get Jim Carrey on
You
board,
would not
like,
come back week 4 to still watch.
No.
It depends on what Jim Carrey is. Is he phoning it in, or is it Jim Carrey being a weird ass, which he is right now? He's so weird, which is great.
You're
and
selling
fascinating.
me on it.
Yeah, but he's got that Showtime show too that
Yeah.
he's doing about comedy clubs, and yeah, I don't know if he.
I want
pulled
William
Jim
H.
Carrey.
Macy for George Jetson. Just like
That's actually
just
kind of
beat down.
that's kind of like a weirdly brilliant alternative because George Jetson was kind of beat down.
Yeah, Mr. Space screams at him every day.
Sorry.
He never had any money. And everything in the house was breaking down. I mean,
How do you have Astro, a real dog, I guess?
Yeah, you should have a real dog. Who do we want to cast as
Astro,
Astro?
like, flies. How are they going to do the flying cars?
These
Yeah.
are the questions that I have about the
multicam turns into
multicam
those
thing.
briefcase.
Yeah.
the multicam thing really throws me off because if you want to do the Jetsons and totally reinvent it, then I think you do a cool future world and both. But then if you go multicam, well, you're like it's a future
It
world
cheapens
set
it.
with 6 rooms.
The sad thing is there's like a fun premise there to have a family in whatever our version of the future is and build comedy out of that. But I feel like they'll be beholden to like he's got to work at the Sprockets factory and Astro's got to break the space treadmill. Like there's a good show about a futuristic family, but it doesn't
Just
have to
call
be
it
the
future
Jetson.
family.
Call it future family.
Call it future family, and then
I think
we have
that's
modern
unfair.
family and future family.
I think you could
It's
do a
spin-off.
version of the Jetsons that's future family and take advantage of the Jetsons and still make it its own. I think there is ways to do that, and I think that's sadly the way the business has to work now because you need something reliable. It's so much content out there; it's hard for people to like want to invest in the next new thing.
I just don't think that's
see
the
the
case as
harm in
much in
taking Jetsons
TV.
if they make it its own and not just rely on those things. I agree. If it turns into Astro on the treadmill, then we're in trouble. Because that's also a kid show. Is this a kid show or is this
unclear. It's
like a
ABC.
family? I
think it's a family-
office show. Just
Yeah.
a kid show. Those are different shows.
I think it's a family show. It sounds like to me that it's sort of a family sitcom. Look, a lot of sitcoms are terrible also, just frankly. And you're right, though, Spencer. I think you raise a really good point. And the idea of futurism was really different then, and what the future would be was different then than what it is now. And the vision of the future, our vision of the future is mostly horrible, though, so that doesn't make for a fun family.
I just can't wait for the crossover of Jetsons meets Blackish. That's gonna be a
meets Young Sheldon. Yeah,
that's another channel.
cross network crossover.
meets the Agents of Shield.
Yeah,
Isn't Blackish the best comedy? Maybe Goldbergs, I guess.
Goldbergs.
Goldbergs.
Yeah,
The Goldbergs and the
Blackish.
Jetsons.
They got it all covered.
It's all happening. Goyo says he's all in for the Jetsons VR experience, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
That'd be
would
cool.
do that.
I would do that. All right.
The
Well,
Jetsons
do that
movie
and not
is
the
not
show.
good. It
The
does
Jetsons
not
movie
hold
was
up.
terrible.
It's really, really bad.
That was
Tiffany
so bad.
took over for Judy
Yeah.
Jetson's voice, which was blasphemy. And then she falls in love with some weird space alien, and they save furry people. It's
yeah, the little
really,
lady- yeah.
it's really bad.
I remember that. It came out when I was very young, and even then, I was like, "This is not good."
It's a
I don't
really
like
bad
this.
movie.
It's really bad.
So you guys are all in on the Jetsons, is what I'm hearing. And
I
then
did
we're
like
really
when the Jetsons met the
excited.
Flintstones as a kid. That was kind of a fun stunt.
Pretty epic crossover.
Yeah.
It's like Marvel and DC of our time.
Bart Simpson.
Would you watch the Jetsons or the Flintstones now? Would be
Well, we saw what they tried to. Spielberg tried to do with the Flintstones.
Yeah.
Now. Viva Rock Vegas.
the original.
That wasn't Spielberg,
That
to
was
be
the second
fair.
one, right?
That was the second one.
I would be more on the Jetsons.
Yeah, I would
would
be more
watch
on the
the
Jetsons.
Jetsons.
Again,
too.
just because we know what the Flintstones looks like.
Yeah. All right. Very
We
well.
did it.
So why else can we not have nice things? Because of leaks. So as you guys may have and probably do know, HBO has been having a little hard time with
Change your password, HBO.
Change your
Yes.
password and don't use the same one for multiple accounts, man. So there was a leak coming out of India of episode 4 of Game of Thrones, and then in addition there were some like script breakdowns and executive documents with emails and things like them. 4 people have actually been arrested in India due to the leaks, but then there was just screw ups like human error. And HBO España and HBO Nordic accidentally aired season 7, episode 6, 4 days early, and it was available for about an hour. So the spoilers are out there, and they are spreading like wildfire. But also, man, HBO, you would have thought after all of this time would have shored up security. Let's take a look. Then their Twitter account was hacked, and let's take a look at this tweet. It's an advertisement They hacked it to be like, hey, you should come like get into business with us. Hi, our miner here. We're just testing your security. HBO team, please contact us to upgrade your security. Like that's one way to advertise. Like,
Yeah, I mean, of all the things they could have done with their Twitter account,
Yeah.
that's pretty mild.
That's
Does Armine get arrested though?
but that's my question.
They
you
did
know?
completely hack it.
I'll ask Mr. Robot.
I mean, as I understood it, like even that last episode that got hacked is very similar to what happened to today. Was like there's the hack, which was emails, passwords, Curb Your Enthusiasm, ballers, all that stuff getting sent out.
Whatever.
And then the other HBO, the other Game of Thrones episode that got sent out, as I understood it, was the exact same thing that happened today, which was one of the HBO branches posted it early, and somebody grabbed it, and so now this happened twice this season. It's like that's just an internal HBO thing. It's like get a hold of your branches, because for this to happen twice in one season, that's a massive internal issue.
Yeah, it is, and you're right. They grabbed it, but then then the hack did also happen, and the social media hack also happened. So it's a number of different security problems that HBO's happen. Clearly, they're being offered some services to clean it up. But I think it's also
Is that really
maybe,
being offered, or is that sort of
more of a raise.
terrorism?
Is it extorted or offered?
Yeah, that's extortion. That's a crime.
It'd be a shame if something happened to your Twitter account.
Yeah.
Apparently, people are wondering if you're high, Spencer. Yes, he is.
At the moment.
It's early.
Yeah, it's a little early.
It's just
Spencer.
early. We're all tired.
Yeah,
It's the
If
end of
he
the
is,
week.
who cares?
Why
Why call him out?
Why call him out?
I need it to be funny.
Who cares?
You know what? Speaking of addiction, we all have things. we all have things that we want to do. You may
I'm
want to
laughing at
hack.
both Dan and Spencer's reaction to Roth doing that. Doesn't mean it. Anyway, yeah, let's hear this.
Yeah, go on.
It's gonna go
tangent.
somewhere.
Let's follow this
It's gonna
track
go
to
somewhere.
the wall or
Here's
wherever
what
it's
I
leading.
think. I think you may be tempted if you have an episode of Game of Thrones available to you to
Is
go
it in
ahead and-
HD?
Is it in H? It is in H. I'll set it up for you, Andy.
If it's
you'll
in
you'll
HD,
be the
yes,
hacker.
I would be tempted. Would I steal it? No. If it's there, that's tough.
Wait, there's literally no difference. Would I steal it? No. But if it was
Would I
there,
seek it after?
I would steal it.
Would I seek after it? No. Well, you know what? The case in point was someone gave us the despecialized editions of Star Wars, which is
Sure.
like those are not technically allowed to be have, but someone's like, "Hey, here's the USB. I have them," and I'm like, "I kind of want to watch that."
That's
But that is a product that is
didn't go
not
and steal them.
commercially available to anyone else. That's not as
So
if
Dan, you have I get it. You're saying moral high ground there. I get it. The HD version is popped up on your TV. You're sitting there. You're like,
This was clearly a mistake.
no
by
one's
HBO.
gonna know.
No, I don't watch. I do not support leaking
Yeah, me
of
neither.
any sort or form.
Well, there's
And it is
leaking,
stu-
but then
it is
there's I'm
stealing.
on HBO Go in,
Yeah, and it's
in
there.
Nordic Town, and they've uploaded
I said
the
you
new
didn't
episode
leak
ago.
it. You didn't steal it. It's
If
there
I'm in-
because HBO screwed up.
If I'm in
Beautiful
Sweden
Nordic.
and I'm watching the HBO service for which I am paying, and they upload it early, and I can watch it legally there, I may take that opportunity.
See, I have that same feeling because I pay for it.
But there are two.
I do pay
there are
for
two-
HBO.
There are
Yeah.
two questions here. One, I feel like these mistakes are partially due to figuring out how these global markets are going to work, where everything does get released at once worldwide, and I think that we're just figuring out how to make that work everywhere, and everybody's got to kind of shore up their leaks. But then the second thing is the actual hack. That once it's available, you take it, and then you either consistently send out the spoilers. Post about
Seed
them,
it, as they call
seed
it.
it, release. That's another thing, and you may be tempted to do that, world. You may be tempted to do that, but my suggestion is like any other addiction: just do something else, not punishment, because punishment doesn't work. Pleasure works.
Well, but also if you
that's more pleasurable.
If you
Gee,
go out
I
and
wonder what people are going to do
if you go out and
instead.
spoil.
I'm not telling them what to do.
I'm just
Dan.
saying, if you do go out, it's weird. If you go out and spoil the Game of Thrones, like it's very easy for them to track and say, how'd you get that?" And
Which is
then
how-
you've actually gotten caught stealing it because you decided to spoil it to someone on Twitter. So
Right.
just think.
No
a little
one's
bit.
gonna. Let's be real. No one's gonna kick down your door for watching Game of Thrones.
I don't
early.
know. HBO might be pretty. On these, they might.
there were. I feel like when they originally started to track down and you guys chime in on this, there were a couple of cases of people actually getting not arrested and doing jail time, but certainly paying consequences for BitTorrenting. So to me, like, you really are. It is illegal. You shouldn't do it. Andy.
Remember when Tim Miller said they arrested the grandmother for that Wolverine footage? It happens.
Yeah.
But also, there's like something else that could feel better. Just do
no,
that.
Yeah,
do
to
that
me,
thing.
it's like, look, do what you want, but at the same time, Game of Thrones is the last like communal TV experience we all have. There's no other show where America or the world stops what it's doing. It's like, let's all sit down at this actual time on Sunday nights and experience this thing together, and we can tweet about it as it's happening. Fine, that's kind of annoying too.
Well, it's true though, because even HBO lets you sort of watch it on both coasts. That's why that's the one show. Like,
That's
even
what's great.
Breaking Bad, Walking Dead used to have that, but then
to have the delay,
the AMC had to take that away for some dumb reason.
Yeah.
But now on Game of Thrones, like I can watch at 6, they're watching at 9. Like we're all together communally watching. I agree.
Yeah, 6 to 9. So isn't it fun that we all get to do this thing at the same exact time worldwide? Let's not ruin that for each other.
Yes, thank you. Amen,
That is
Spencer.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo, exactly. Again, we all have things that we want to do that are bad habits. Do something else that's more fun. Dan has suggestions. He just mentioned some.
You keep. Let's be honest here. You're telling them to masturbate instead of watching Game of Thrones. Like you've said this like 8 times now, so let's just
I
put
mean,
it out
that's what's
there.
in your head
for what's not to watch the Game of Thrones.
I said pleasurable.
Maybe for like an old Game of Thrones
I was thinking like eating a cupcake or like.
You said
It's
that.
very clear what
Get
you've been
into
advocating.
woodworking.
So
Yeah.
let's just throw it out in the open here.
Spencer said
I was thinking like playing a video game.
Sure.
There were multiple options, but if you'd like to masturbate, that's
You're only
perfectly
helping the
healthy
fan fiction, Dan.
act.
Slow down.
This channel's about honesty, and it's like we did this coy thing like 7 times, so it's like let's just throw it out there and say what you're really saying here.
Maybe masturbate, maybe woodworking. You could eat chocolate.
Don't
There's
leak
a
it.
number of
Whatever's
things.
pleasurable to
Whatever's
you.
pleasurable
Yeah,
to
I
think
you. But we know what's pleasurable to Dan.
I'm sure that's exactly what you meant.
We know what Dan would have
This is a
done.
new feisty Dan. I like it.
No, I mean it's
Don't
just
leak
like,
it.
Freak
why
it,
be-
don't
why
leak
be
it.
so coy about it?
Freak, hashtag freak it, don't leak it.
Don't leak it.
We've done our good for the world today. And now we can talk about ladies and their
yeah, ladies too.
minds.
Everyone get in on this.
Hey, guess who the highest paid actress is?
I heard it was Emma Stone.
It's on my sheet.
Yeah, we wrote it on the sheet. This is really interesting to me, actually. So this is Forbes revealed this today, and this is per year.
Don't
so
look at the list. Don't look. Did you not look?
I haven't looked.
Okay, good. Let's test them on
I
the
will
other
not
10.
look at the list
Okay.
printed on my
Curious, yeah.
rundown.
There we go. We have 10 other ones we can test them on.
So this is so Emma Stone,
Is
26
this
million.
real though? How do we know what they
Well,
really get paid?
And here's the thing: this is not I hope it is because it's being run at a variety of outlets, including Variety. But it's not per movie; it's per year. So this is what's really interesting about this for me is that Emma Stone got this mostly. It's $26 million this year, mostly from La La Land. Now it had a $30 million budget. It made, I think, worldwide about $400 million. So that's still a sizable chunk. It's not in total from La La Land, but she must have had some amazing points on that, right? In order to yield.
Sure, they
yeah,
got
'cause
paid
that
nothing,
Yeah,
right?
because that budget was
Tiny.
$30 million.
Yeah, so she didn't get paid $26 million.
Exactly.
It's all that money from Aloha.
Yeah,
rentals.
all that
People
Aloha
renting
money.
Aloha.
What do you guys think is number 2? What do you think is number 2?
Well, I read that she replaced Jennifer Lawrence.
J-Law.
But
So is that
As
your guess for
number
number
one.
2?
is that your guess
right?
for number 2?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Emma Watson.
No.
No.
I wouldn't have guessed this.
Who was in movies?
It's
Highest
interesting.
paid.
Highest but
Highest
per year,
paid.
and it doesn't have to be per movie.
Like last year or in
Kristen
general?
yeah,
Wiig.
this past year.
In calendar
I'm gonna look at the
2016.
Well, she continues to receive millions in royalties even a
From a
decade
very
after.
popular television show.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
No, but very good guess.
She appeared in
Jennifer
The Yellow Bird and
Jennifer
monetized
Aniston.
Jennifer
endorsements to
Aniston.
Emirates
Jennifer
Airlines,
Aniston.
Smart Water, and Aveeno. So
Yeah.
she's cashing in still.
So this is mostly, like Andy was just saying, this is mostly from endorsements.
Got
This
it.
is because
Okay.
who?
For her.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's still making a ton of bank. And then the third one is Jennifer Lawrence, which is really interesting because the third one is the one that's in the largest franchises. So
But this
She's the
last
one who's
year.
been, I feel like she's also
Yeah,
been the
not
most
last
vocal
year.
about of just like equal pay and everything. Like,
Yeah.
she's really put herself out there. Kudos to try and make that be more likely.
Because she did Passengers last year. She did Passengers, which I think that was like her big movie last year.
She probably got
right?
paid, but
I mean,
the
she
movie
probably-
didn't
but that's
get
not
paid.
like she was getting like Hunger Games money last year.
I think it's just exciting that this little indie film musical yielded all of this bank for her eventually, and the Oscar, which I think will give her another little payday bump. And that Jennifer Aniston, after all these years, that Rachel hair is just still making
Gift that
her-
keeps giving.
Yeah.
Mila Kunis surprised me, but then I remember Bad Moms did really well.
Bad Moms did
Yes.
well. Yeah.
So let's look at. Do you want to say the rest of the list?
Melissa McCarthy, number 4. Mila Kunis, number 5. Emma Watson, number 6. Charlize Theron, number 7. Kate Blanchett, number 8. Julia Roberts, number 9. And sliding down to number 10, it's Amy Adams.
Why? It's weird though. Why is Jennifer Aniston the only friend on that list?
Because Jennifer Aniston had the biggest career
who else
after
is
the
I'm sure
movie.
she
Lisa
endorses
Kudrow?
like Courtney
Yeah.
Cox.
But I mean, they all
Because she
got a
does
bunch of
TV.
money
Sure.
if it's off the back of Friends residuals. Like, I get why Jennifer Aniston's
It's
number
not-
2, but if they're getting so much Friend residuals,
It's not. It's because Jennifer Aniston was the only one out of that entire 6 that then became a movie star
Correct.
for a number of years.
And Smart
So-
Water and all
But
these
what
things.
was she
Yes.
in? Like, yeah, is it-
Commercials.
Not
Commercials.
recently.
Commercials, okay.
Yeah, she's making this from endorsements, but she-
Comeback's not making Lisa
Gotcha.
Kudrow
Yeah.
jump higher in this list.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Dior, Jennifer
Cougar
Lawrence,
Town's not doing it either.
Yeah, although it's a really
I'd be
fun
surprised
show.
though with Julie Louis-Dreyfus between Veep and Seinfeld residuals.
Veep doesn't pay her. I don't think Veep pays her the same as Seinfeld does. I think Veep pays her enough, and
Yeah.
she likes to do it.
Yeah.
because that's her award show. But she makes so much in Seinfeld, she can do Veep.
and she's like a billionaire heiress.
Yeah.
Like she's fine.
Yeah, but also, I mean, the point with Jennifer Aniston, I think, is that the reason that she's able to do those endorsements even now is because she became a really big movie star, and that people will listen to her about hair products.
True.
And
She's got
Aveeno and those
legendary
things.
hair.
She has amazing hair.
She does
But
have
it's
a lot of
just
endorsements. I didn't.
A
think
lot
about
of
the
endorsements. Tracking back, Matthew Lang says, I think the HBO hack was intentional
On whose part?
on
By HBO?
HBO's part. I
Wait.
just want to get clear,
No.
Billy.
What?
I just want to get clear on what we mean by that. Does that mean on HBO's part?
For publicity, is it?
For publicity for
I
the
don't think
show.
so.
No.
Okay.
Matthew Lang, that is not. It's a false flag. Gets plenty of publicity.
Yeah,
The
I don't
last
think
thing
they
want
need
is
this.
to leak Curb Your Enthusiasm 4 months early. I don't think Larry David would be happy about that.
Well, I think the lessons that we can take away from today's show is that we should all get on a popular sitcom and have amazing hair
If only
we want to be
yeah.
rich
I was gonna say, if
forever.
only Kaylee Cuoco could figure out how to make movies, she'd be really rich too. Because of Big Bang Theory.
I think wasn't the deal that they made $90 million each
Something
for
crazy.
when they renewed? Wasn't it about
for them.
90?
Yeah. One of the Big Bang Theory people should be on this list.
Well, she's the
right?
only girl that makes
Kaylee,
the money.
yeah.
Coco.
They don't give Mayim Bialik
No,
more than
she
11
came in
But
later.
it was $90 million for a number of seasons.
Yeah.
To renew for a number of seasons, but it was a $90 million
Also, I don't
deal.
think they have
believe
a
it
friends
was.
deal. I think Jim
believe it
Parsons
was.
refuses to make himself part of the team.
Yeah.
Really?
We can,
Bazinga.
3 weeks
Yeah, no, that's true. Sheldon, the
pay
three.
cuts to bring.
Did they?
The other 2.
Billy, just
Okay,
come
they
on
did.
in. Come on in.
No, it's fine. We can hear.
They took pay cuts to get the other 2 close, but not.
Yeah, it's not equal.
Yeah.
So there's like, it's really there's.
I bet that's a fun set.
Yeah, it's weird because there's layers of the who's more rich,
Who's
and who's
Bazinga
more
and
popular.
who.
Exactly.
It's like we're
Yeah.
on The Simpsons.
It's like Sheldon and then Johnny Galecki and Kaylee Cuoco are the
top
pillars,
tier.
but then you have Wallowitz and I forget the other guy's name.
2017,
the
obviously.
2 other
Gal
guys
Gadot.
have been there for the beginning and should be getting equal pay. They're on.
You're
equal
displaying
screen time.
a frightening amount of knowledge of the Big Bang
I
Theory.
do. I used to watch it.
know a
I
lot
stopped.
of them.
I haven't watched the past couple
I
seasons.
couldn't get into. I tried to watch it, and
It was fun for a little bit.
Couldn't
It was
do
fun.
it.
I'll admit it. It was fun for a little bit.
Couldn't do
As
it.
you guys work this out, I'm going to look up this deal.
Gal Gadot obviously is probably going to be in the top 5
yeah.
Oh,
starting
yeah.
next year or the year after. I'm sure with Wonder Woman 2, Justice League.
I'm curious
all
what
the
her Wonder
ancillaries.
Woman deal. $1 million per episode is what they get,
Big
according
Bang.
to Deadline. Big
So
Bang.
that-
But that's in
yeah,
2014.
So it's 22
So we
million.
gotta,
You would think
we
she
gotta
would be on
update
this
that.
list.
I think that's been updated though.
Well, they're not
How
making
much
less.
money? No, they're not making less than that. But yeah, I believe they made one overall deal when they renewed for a ton of cash.
Yes.
So good for them.
Well
so we
earned
should
though.
be-
That show is making so much bank for them in syndication, et cetera. So
Big
they
bank.
should be cashing in.
Yeah, but it is another thing about cable.
I'm bored.
You are? All right. Well, on Spencer's note, we'll wrap up the show for the day. Thank you, Spencer, for that
Spencer got something
amazing
else bigger to
transition.
attend to.
That's the best transition.
I think that the yawn is it.
Sorry, I'm just really
It's
high
like
right
that
now.
fan in the fan
Time you
cam.
go blaze it up out behind the
Yeah.
There
building.
was a fan in the fan
So-
cam once, so I
Yeah.
kept trying to cut, and it was like this at one point.
We just let go of monetization because Spencer's going to go blaze up.
It's not a monetization. Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to encourage you to go masturbate rather than
Freak it, don't leak it.
Don't leak it.
Freak it, don't leak it. Dan especially wants you to
Get ready for
enjoy
the
yourself
Defenders
to your
on
greatest
Screen
ability.
Junkies main channel. Go catch up and watch our
yeah,
guide to
we're
all how
doing
you
a
can
speed
binge
binge.
and update all the stuff.
Better than watching Iron Fist.
Yes.
Available for you today is a very, very fun Idiot's Guide to how to catch up to the Defenders on Screen Junkies main channel. 4 o'clock, Movie Fights Live. It's going to be a fun fight.
Yeah,
will
we'll be
back.
busy shooting a secret project you'll see next week. But Hal Rudnick will be guest judging. It'll be a lot of fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then this
Double Hal today.
Double Hal.
2 scoops.
2 scoops of Hal, and then this secret project is going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah,
when it all
don't
comes
hype it
together.
too much.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to.
We'll see if it comes together.
I feel like I can hype it. It's going to be amazing.
see.
Thank you for joining us
Gears
today.
still turning.
Freak it, don't leak it.
Freak it, don't leak it. See you soon.